Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you?
Ladies night. Well, how do you feel about that?
Oh, I'm ready for it.
Another round
I'm ready for it. I'm ready
of
for it.
women.
Hey.
Hopefully, or you just might just get me.
Hey,
You know,
it's all good.
I think
It's all good.
I'm all woman. What's that
You
one
are.
song? What is that? One I'm all. What's that song? Oh, that's gonna bug me now. I can't remember.
Oh, I think I know what song you're talking about, but it's not coming to my head.
Uh Hopefully, maybe during the show, it'll come to me
Yeah.
eventually. So, yay! Another Friday night,
Yes, yes, yes.
October. Our first full week of October in already.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I wanted to say, hey, A Fireball, aka Cindy. This is live on YouTube. If you have not subscribed to the YouTube page, please go to youtube.com/Emily Menshouse for right now. I know Cindy's looking at from YouTube. Happy spooky night, Mary Moore. So yay,
Absolutely.
we have some people signing on. Laura says, I love Hollyweird. Tammie is awesome.
Yes,
Tammie is magnificent, and we'll talk here in a moment. And I always have to put something. Now, Will, if you had something like this, I would put it up to you. Special
awesome.
Special
hey. I like that. Hey.
So
it's girls' night. It's ladies' night. So
it is. So before we go into the show and things, I always like to know what Dark Fringe Radio is up to.
We've just been a little bit on a hiatus actually lately. I've been kind of laying low. We've actually at my work, a place of 9 to 5 business, we actually had a COVID outbreak, and yeah,
that's scary.
So it is scary, and they actually closed down the office for a couple of weeks. So we've been working from home, and then now this past week, been kind of going back and forth. But I did my tested negative, so I was good there. Thank God.
Well, for right now, isn't it a 14-day still? What's up with that?
Yeah, I mean, I've tested for the antibodies and everything, negative. So, I mean, I don't have anything. I don't have any kind of side effects or nothing like that. So I found myself very fortunate that I didn't get infected. So, but nonetheless, but yeah, so we're just kind of laying low. But this week, we are going to be recording another episode and releasing another one regarding her cursed objects. And so again, that was one that we were supposed to release a couple weeks ago. Never had the chance to because of everything that has happened, but now we're going to do it. So check it out this weekend.
Okay, you got a special. You got a special from Melissa Grubbs.
Uh-oh. Hey, Melissa. How you doing?
Special hey to Will for being my host wins. Yeah, that was a great show with the clowns and everything.
That was a very interesting show.
Oh, it was. I loved it. I fell in love with a scary clown.
Yeah.
So, hey, love y'all. Thank you. If you're watching this tonight, please just share to your other news feeds. Facebook, which I have been talking to several people, has done an update. All of our videos and our live feeds have cut back on at least half of the viewers for right now through this update. So, in order to get more viewers for Paranormal Warehouse, our show, and our guests and things, please share the video, and we appreciate the love and the support for What the Frick Live Friday nights at 9 p.m. So thank you all very much.
Thank you very much.
Thinking of special things, though,
we've
been doing something special this month.
Yes, we have. You have. You've been doing all the work. Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. I know. Trust me. I did something very similar last year at Dark Fringe. I actually gave 31 horror movie recommendations for the 31 days of Halloween.
Yes.
Wow. What a disaster that was. I mean, that's just, and that's 2-minute videos, but imagine doing 31 2-minute videos of 31 different movies, so
next year, if anybody wants to be part of this, you're paying me $5.
Right.
Or 10, at least minimum wage, whatever state you're in, the minimum wage at that state is what you're paying me. I'm going to prostitute myself out.
Oh Lord. Well, listen,
I will take offers.
Let's hope it doesn't come out to that, but yes, it does take a lot of effort in putting this stuff together.
Yes.
And I don't think people realize how much effort it does take, but it does take a lot of work.
It does, and I'm going to have to shrink this up a little bit because I'm sharing my screen. So this week, for the first full week, last week we had two teams for the first and the second. So we're starting out here on the third. We have Resident Undead with Adam Kimmel and his team. Yay. And if anybody wants to nominate somebody and stuff coming up, I still have days open. So please just message us or make a comment here in the live, and we will get back to you. The next next is Unexplained Cases. That's also on Paranormal Warehouse. We have Rick Garner and team, and they do an amazing job with their shows, and they have the remote viewer that's absolutely awesome. And I participated in their with the skeleton crew with the Winchester Mystery House for the National Haunted whatever investigation day. Oh my gosh, it was magnificent. Magnificent. Next we have
I missed that. Yeah.
Sydney Spooks, which I don't know if a lot of people knows her by this, but she's very active on Instagram as Ansley in Wonderland. I think in Wonderland. I'm sorry, it's hard to remember all these names. And that's gonna be a game at the end of the month. How can Emily remember all 31 days?
Let's see.
Yeah, we're going to see. I do have a calendar with just their logos up.
Okay.
So
that'll help.
We will see.
Okay.
Then we have obviously also very active on, I spelled his name wrong. Sorry, Dahlia.
That's great. Oh, that's great.
Well, Emily needs to get her eyes fixed.
That's okay. It's all good.
Daryl, I'm gonna message him after this. Did you check this out? You didn't even tell me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he didn't even tell me. But Daryl Marston from Ghost Hunters, that's also part of Paranormal Warehouse, and it's doing amazing. I don't know if you got a chance to watch this morning. Oh my gosh.
Oh no, I did not see that. No.
And then that was this morning at 9 a.m. I haven't got to watch it either. I'm hoping to watch it this weekend. So I'm really excited about that. And I think it's going to be an ongoing thing with the Paranormal Warehouse. So thank you, Daryl or Darl.
Dahlia. No, it's Daryl. Poor guy.
Sorry, y'all. I'm human. I make mistakes. Day 7, we have Mr. Jason Skinner and team from Silent Explorers. That's on VidiSpace. So they do amazing investigations and have awesome videos and evidence. If you want to know their links and everything, I will be posting stuff up at the end of the month with everyone. But you can also go to Frick and Frack Paranormal Facebook page or my Instagram page of What the Frick Live podcast and check these people out. Please like and follow their pages. They do amazing work. Then we have Ghost Town Paranormal, which I don't know that much about, and Skeleton Crew appreciated them, Brian and Marissa. So I'm going to have to look more into them because their pictures and stuff on Instagram when I was pulling this information up was very interesting. They also have a YouTube page that you can follow. Then we have Will.
Yes. Well, not me.
Well, my son just came in, but Will appreciated Caraholics Shaggy.
Shaggy, yeah. He's an interesting character. I follow him on Instagram, and he's got a lot of cool stuff that as far as evidence that he puts on. They constantly are at different haunted locations showing their their evidence and stuff like that. And Shaggy's a really cool guy. You should definitely follow him on Instagram and check out their team. Really good team. Really good stuff.
Awesome stuff. And are they now
they're in Texas.
Okay. Are they affiliated with Matt Jackson?
I don't know, to be quite honest with you.
Okay. All right. Well, I was looking at this stuff. Shaggy is a character and a half.
Yes, he is.
And I love the green beard.
The green beard.
The extended goatee, I guess I should say.
Yes. Yeah. And then his hair is a different color too. So it's just, he's a character in itself. Yes.
Well, anyway, that's our first week of 31 days of paranormal appreciation. Please follow everybody on Instagram or Facebook. Find more information on What the Frick Live podcast. That's on Facebook. And then What the Frick Live podcast on Instagram and support them. If you have a team or an investigator you want to appreciate this month,
let us know.
Send it over.
And I can't happen to help notice, Emily, your shirt there. Carol, huh? Is that Carol Baskin, maybe?
She's on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, God. How does she get out Dancing with the Stars, really?
That gives us all hope, man.
It does give everybody hope, right?
Everybody hope. Like if you kill your husband and feed him to the lions or the tigers, you can get on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, listen, I mean, it is very interesting story. And, I think her story's not done. I think there's going to be things that are going to come out with her that people are going to really, really, they're going to notice and they're going to be like, wow, like maybe we shouldn't have catapulted this woman to fame and stardom, But who knows,
There was that Tiger King special. Did you watch the Tiger King special for 2 nights in a row?
No, I mean, was that extra from the Netflix stuff or is that something separate from that?
No, that was it on Investigation Discovery?
Oh, no, I didn't watch that at all. No.
I DVR'd it. First of all, Brian Baum from Bearded Paranormal. I want my t-shirt, Brian.
Here we go.
I'm telling you. Medium.
Uh-oh.
Medium.
Uh-oh. Medium.
Anyway, so no, the cadaver dogs actually picked up.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, in the area of the vacation home or the beach home or lake home or something.
Of the late husband, right?
Yes, off the late husband.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah.
And then, like some of the stuff that was inscribed and some of the things that was submitted to the court for Carol to receive in case of someone goes missing, the spouse should get this. Now, who writes that in a declaration? Let me tell you. If something says that in my papers, here, everybody that's watching, if it says, if Emily Menshouse goes missing, such and such should get this amount of money or whatever.
Right. I
didn't write that.
No?
I don't plan on going missing.
Right. That's the thing. It's so obvious. That's the thing. It's one of those things that's so obvious, but the evidence it's like it's there, but it's not there. So, they don't have enough to obviously charge her with anything because they haven't found anything yet. But, it's like the old adage goes is when there's smoke, there's fire. So I don't know. I think that the story is still yet to be told on this whole thing.
Well, because there's a lot of trafficking going on.
Oh, well, that too.
That's why I wore my Carol shirt and I have my mug out today. Because go ahead.
No, I was saying, and I was mentioning to you earlier that Ghost Adventures crew is actually doing a special at the end of this month at the Joe Exotic Zoo. So they're going to be there where obviously the one assistant killed himself, and it's a pretty, I'm sure they're going to have a good time with that particular place because I'm sure there's things in there.
Anita Allen, is this about Tiger King stuff? Anita, if you follow the show on a regular basis, yes, you will understand the Tiger King stuff. It's not the whole show. No.
It's not the whole show. No.
But when something happens, we touch on base on that. So yes. So anyway, speaking of Tiger King really quickly, we'll just finish up with this. We have a issue today that Mr. Doc Antle is charged with wildlife trafficking.
Well, so he's the guy that was the very prolific doctor who had all this money and really did a wonderful job. I mean, from what you could see and what was portrayed on the camera was he had a magnificent facility.
Yes.
But I know, all these guys are dirty at some point.
Well, just look at them, I guess. That's terrible to say, but anyway, I'm really excited about Zach Bagans actually investigating the facility. Now, how the heck that happened? I mean, that's the only way it could happen, I guess, is Zach Bagans and crew.
Right.
So that's going to be awesome. Is that going to be live?
I don't know if it's going to be live, but I know they said that it's going to be at the end of the month. So whether it's going to be live or pre-recorded, I'm not sure, but they said it was going to be like a 2-hour special. I'm sure they'll find a lot of stuff there.
Hold on. And I will tell you the honest truth too. Will and I have been kind of filling in space because we see Hollyweird now says here.
Tammie.
We've been filling in space because Tammie hasn't signed on yet. And hopefully maybe it's the time she's in California, Hollyweird, and Eastern Standard Time. I sent her the link on Instagram. Tammie, if you're watching and listening, Instagram, use that link, sign in using Chrome, and use Chrome when you sign in. If you're using your phone, you will need to possibly download the app if you're using your phone. So hopefully Tammie from Hollyweird is going to be on here in a few moments. So yeah, we've been filling in time. Does that mean we're professionals?
It didn't seem like we were filling in anything. It seems like we just had a conversation.
I'm so excited for Tammie to come on tonight because I am all about Hollywood. I love old school Hollywood, all this. You know, back in the day when people could get away with things easier, and all the scandals and haunted locations and everything. So hopefully she can sign on here pretty soon, and we'll add her to the chat. So
Hollywood has been the mecca of business deals.
The sign itself.
Yeah, I mean,
its own.
And business deals go south all the time. So bad things happen, and a lot of bad things happen in Hollywood. So yeah, I'm curious to have that discussion with Tammie and talk about all the crazy places. You talk about the Black Dahlia. That murder's never been solved. Some of the craziest places in California. You have Alcatraz, that's right off the coast of California. All these places. I mean, I'm just scratching the surface. The Winchester Mansion. You have all these like highly charged, very famous places that are in that area. So again, I'm sure we could have a long discussion about that.
Why are ads popping up? I don't know. Facebook's doing an upgrade or something. Last week we I don't want to say our numbers here out loud, but last week our numbers were a lot lower than what they normally are. And so I found out that Facebook's doing that upgrade. There was a lot of shows during the weekend and over the weekend that had half of their viewers. I know that I was April. I was listening to Intuitive April the other night. She was having a lot of issues with the chat and viewership. I had to log in and log out, keep updating to see comments. It was bad. So I was hoping by this weekend Facebook would figure out the glitches and things, but it's Facebook, so I'm scared to even play like a ladies' night song for like 20 seconds or something.
Oh yeah, they'll flag your account.
Yeah. Tammie did. We posted this up here that she's here. I sent her the link on Instagram to use to come on and using Chrome with instructions. So hopefully she'll come on here soon. And we'll see what's going on. She's so much fun. You watch her videos, her little clips and stuff.
Very lively lady. Yes.
Hold on. Let me see.
I enjoy her videos. Her videos are really good.
Share something here with Tammie's stuff here, her Instagram. I pulled that up before we went live, and we'll do this really quick, hopefully, or this. I wish the guest part would be over here or something on the where I'm at, So anyway, Hollyweird Paranormal tells us about some of the most haunted places in LA. That's I want to know the most haunted places, but I love the picture of them there together with the trench coat, and I can't help to think of
X-Files.
Well, X-Files and what's that guy? Tinny. Tinny. Hold on. Oh my gosh. I used to listen to a lot of his speeches and stuff. He's a weird guy. He has weird something.
Okay. John Tinney?
John Tinney. Yes. Yeah. John Tinney. Yeah. Go Stalkers.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Does look like that. Yeah. You're right.
John Kelly says, Emily and Will, can I ask you both a question?
Absolutely, John. Anything. Go ahead. Shoot.
Oh my gosh. Let me look at the question. Will, it might be your answer.
A question I wanted to ask you, Emily, since Halloween is right around the corner, are you doing trick-or-treating this year?
The county is. The city is not.
Gotcha.
I will not have Jet that weekend, so I don't know what Jet will be doing, but I will hopefully be at Trans-Allegheny that weekend.
Nice,
So,
nice.
yes.
Jealous. Very jealous.
So I will be up there and doing a little bit of investigation stuff, and then I will be going through their actual haunted house where people jump out and grab you.
Nice. Like that.
I don't.
You don't? What's wrong with that?
I went to one. I went to the first time ever. I went to one a couple years ago with Frick, the original Frack, actually.
Yeah.
So, okay. I'm so nervous about this. I bring alcohol in the car, like those little plastic bottles. So we park. Said, Tiffany, I got you one. And we drink it. I'm a lightweight. So I'm like, I'm already this. By the time I got to the door, I was sober. Like, I was so nervous. And then they're like, oh, we take groups in 6 to 8 people. So I'm like, okay. And I'm looking at the people that's in the group with me. Tiffany's at the front. And I'm like, oh, I can get between these two guys. I don't want to be the front. I don't want to be the back. I want to be protected.
Right. Yeah, that's a good place to be.
The guy opens the door and then he slams it shut right after me.
Okay, so
it's Tiffany and myself.
All right, so these two ladies.
We go in and it's a surgery room. And there's like a fake dead body on the thing, blood everywhere. And there's a zombie doctor that has a shot that was probably as tall as me, and I'm 5'9". Tiffany takes off, and Tiffany's 5'2", and her little legs went. Like, she was gone. I couldn't move.
Small people are fast.
I couldn't move. I was jumping up and down, and he goes, I don't know, beep. You need a chicken shit shot. That's what he said.
That's great.
And then the only thing I remember after that is Tiffany had a little white Michael Kors backpack purse on, and it was all the black lights, and that little purse was glowing, and it looked like a dot. And all I could see was her moving through there. She left me.
She left you alone, huh?
She's never coming with me again.
No. Oh,
he
boy.
keeps on sending me to your live with Ghost Club. That's weird. Okay.
And John Kelly asked the question. He's like, he asked, where would you like to investigate in the world? So I'll send that over to you first, Emily.
Hold on. If you don't mind, I'm going to send Holly. I don't know. It gave me a new link today for the show. If you don't mind, Will, if you answer that first. Hold on.
Sure. I don't mind at all.
And then I'm going to send her the link because we need her on here. Where John Kelly. Okay. Here's the question. All right.
So for me, John, I would love to investigate the suicide forest in Japan. I think that place is just, I'm sure, just chock full of energy. That place has always interested me. The stories of that particular place, just of the ambiance of that area, of just dread and just sorrow, which is something that attracts me to that because obviously, if you are a paranormal investigator, that's the kind of place that's chock full of energy and you being able to capture evidence. So for me, it would definitely have to be probably the suicide forest in Japan. Again, that was just, to me, it's just got to be one of the saddest places on earth. And I'm sure that it's chock full of just energy and a lot of evidence that just is waiting to be captured there. So I think Ghost Adventures did a special there, maybe I think once or twice, but I don't think anybody's really, spent an extended amount of time in that area. So again, I think that's a very unique, untapped area. A number 2 on my list, just to let you know, the second for me would be Skinwalker Ranch in Utah.
Oh, yeah.
So that would be number 2. I mean, just the stories from there alone, from the skinwalkers to the orbs to the UFOs to the dogmen there's so many different stories that come out of that one place. So there's got to be something going on there. So that's another place I would love to investigate.
That's weird. It says she kept sending to Ghost Club. Well, I sent her the link.
Mm-hmm.
And then it also, when I was looking at it too, it attached the YouTube link. Hold on. hold on, she's coming on right now.
Yay.
I didn't get to answer that question. I don't need to answer that question. Oh my goodness, here we go. Woo! Without further ado, Tammie! Woo!
Hello, Tammie.
Hey, hold on. I need to do this.
There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, can I be any blonder? No offense to the blondes, but I was like, wait, I'm Pacific, not Eastern. Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, I was worried about that a little bit.
We were talking about that. We actually talked about it before the podcast.
No, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
We did. We were like, because I do a podcast too, Tammie, and Emily does her podcast, and we do it together, and we always talk about our guests that we bring on, and some of the stories, and we're like, when it comes to California people, you got to remind them it's Eastern Standard Time because they'll forget every time.
I forgot.
It's all good. It's all good.
I am the CEO of that. I am the CEO of always forgetting that stuff. So
it's all good.
But look. The most important thing is that I was at the market earlier today to get my White Claws because I am that basic bitch right now. So
no, not basic at all. That's awesome. Tammie, it's awesome to have you on here tonight. It's really cool.
It is a pleasure. It is such a pleasure. I follow and stalk you guys like
likewise.
All the time.
Oh,
Emily, I always I want to see what shade of lipstick she has, and then of course William. I'm like, what else is he posting? Whatever creepy thing is he posting.
What shade of lipstick he's wearing too?
Oh,
exactly.
That's only on Saturday night. That's Saturday night, okay? Not Friday night. Stop, Emily.
Oh, that's Thursday night here in West Hollywood. So.
Well, it was Thursday night kind of here in Kentucky, too, for college kids. It was always Thursday night. Everybody went out.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I can't do that.
That's ladies' night. That's ladies' night. It was Thursday night was always ladies' night.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Remember that. That's true.
Thursday night was always ladies' night.
It's Friday night now. This month anyway.
That's correct.
So,
that's right.
So, and here's something that I didn't know until after I made Ladies Night for October. Every one of the ladies are from California.
Oh, see?
Everyone. Mm-hmm. So, East Coast girls are going to come out to the West Coast girls, and then we're going to go investigate some really awesome, amazing places. Together. I was like, I did not plan that at all. It all just came together, And I was like, oh my goodness.
That happens like that.
Where's she from? Where's she from? I was like, I got to make sure I tell them Eastern Standard Time. And I was like, all of them, everyone. So California dreaming is amazing. Amazing. Yes. It is. So thank you, Tammie, so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. So sorry, guys. So I promise. We won't disappoint. We won't disappoint. So.
We will not. Tammie, let's talk about some of your investigations. Let's talk about that first, if we can. I mean, I know you do a show, you do a podcast. You also do you're in makeup and wardrobe work and TV and film. But let's talk about the paranormal investigations. I saw lately. I know you guys really go around the LA area. Tell me what's your hot spot in LA? If you're going to take somebody who's there for the first time, like say for instance, Emily were to go there, where are you going to take her?
I make a phone call to David Oman in Beverly Hills because when you're in LA, go to Beverly Hills.
That's right. Yeah.
And David's my friend to the point where I could call and be like, David, how are the spirits tonight? Can I bring someone over? Can we do a ghost hunt? And he's like, let me see if I have some ribs, in my fridge, and we could cook some up and then go ghost hunting. Because when he has people over, he has to cook. So I always love to take people to Benedict Canyon, to Cielo Drive, obviously, to go and walk the same route where Manson's robots walked 51 years ago to commit one of the most horrendous crimes in history. Of course, Sharon Tate murders. So I've been investigating that house for about 1.5 years. I've had so many things happen. I posted them on Instagram. I've been touched. I've heard voices. I've seen shadow people, orbs, captured full body apparitions. It goes on. And this Halloween, I'm actually going back to do another investigation. So it's going to be a pretty interesting night, but that's where I love to take people. People are going to experience something there always.
Just a side note, Manson is from my hometown, and my dad used to swim with him at Southside Pool.
Oh,
He used to swim with him?
Yes, and play music together. I grew up in a musically talented family. We traveled. They played guitar. I'm sorry, I'm getting goosebumps right now. That's deep. They played guitar. They played guitar and stuff. Manson's first murder was actually his uncle. That's not listed that much. Manson, the house he lived in was his grandparents' house. You look it up, Charles Manson, Ashland, Kentucky. His grandparents' house, which is down on Hilton Avenue. And the first murder that if Manson would ever have murdered someone, because he always had everybody else doing things, would have been his uncle. They found him stabbed to death so much that the butcher knife was in his body. They had to pull it out of the floor. So Manson is from my hometown. And that's interesting. We talked about Manson last week too with California.
He always comes up in California.
Manson and Al Capone.
Yeah.
Al Capone's everywhere. Like these spirits, man, I don't think they stay at one place. I think they hoover.
No.
Well, especially if they traveled a lot too, especially like people like Al Capone, who's been throughout the United States, and of course Charles Manson, he was basically a wayward traveler throughout the U.S., So yeah, their energy spread across this land, I'm sure. Absolutely.
Charles Manson was not much older, I don't think, than my dad, but my dad's 76. But my dad would walk from his house, pick up Manson. I can take a picture of the apartment that he lived in before his mom skipped town, and then Manson lived with his grandparents. Picked him up. Well, didn't pick him up, but stopped by. Said, "Can Manson come out to play?" They go down and walk to the south side pool and swim. So
that is so crazy. Talk about 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's crazy too.
And what's even crazier, I can even tell you guys this little tidbit. This is something I just found out actually a few weeks ago. So I was speaking with Patty Negri of Ghost Adventures and Stephen Brigatti from The Darkest Hour. So both of them were telling me, they're like, so we've captured something else here that walks up and down Cielo. And I'm like, please do tell. And they said that they've, Patty has seen this ghost or the spirit of Susan Atkins walking up and down Cielo Drive now. Because we all know Susan Atkins passed of cancer. And I think it was another psychic associated to Stephen Brigatti, but Stephen was telling me too that he has seen her try to knock on the door at David's house, like she's trying to go in, and whatever's at David's house is not letting her in. So they don't know if it's residual. They don't know if it's like she's just, in purgatory now, obviously because of what she's done. But they have seen the spirit of Susan Atkins walking up and down Cielo Drive.
There's something about that hillside though. That's land. It's the land that's there. It absorbs the blood or something. It's
cursed.
Benedict
Do you
Canyon
think Indians or something had anything to do with there?
100%. 100%. Yeah, it dates all the way back. Just as a preface, too, like David's house is not built on Indian burial ground, but it was built over a crossroads where they did travel, where tribes and other earlier settlers did travel. Now, many years away, there was a battle between the early settlers and the Tongva tribe, or what we believe is the Tongva tribe. So, there is a lot of mysticism with that land. I mean, I don't even like to walk around anywhere in that area by myself. So,
soon if I can raise this up. This is, I might be blurry. It might be blur. It's going to be blurry. It's not going to, right? But, house at the end of the drive.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all.
That whole hillside, though, man, there's something up here.
Thank you, babe.
If you see my mouse, I don't know if you all can see my mouse sharing the screen.
Yeah.
There's something that crawls or something up through there. I don't know.
100%. No, you're right, Emily, because we've had psychics that have said, that they've seen things that we've heard and seen. It looks like a shadowy blob go through, the crevice there. And what's even crazier, you have to understand too that land is being disturbed. As we're talking right now, this billionaire bought 3 houses on top of that ridge. 3 houses, tore them all down to build a mega mansion. He's building this pool that goes all around the mansion. He's building his car garage museum. It's going to be an insane.
He's gonna have a lot of repairs though. Even if the stuff is new, I feel like it's gonna be like he needs to get this fixed. He's going to need this fixed. He's going to need this fixed over and over again. Is David friendly with the neighbors?
All of he knows all the neighbors. The gentleman that currently resides on the property where Sharon Tate lives. Oh, I can't remember his name. Let me look it up. But he's the producer and creator, or was the producer because he was fired of Full House. So he had torn down. This was back in the late 90s, early 2000s, probably the early 2000s. He torn down the original house. And there were a couple people that had pulled pieces like the door, windows.
I would say so.
Exactly. So he torn everything down. Everything there is not original except for the telephone pole where Manson's followers climbed to cut the lines. That is still there. So that is a huge conductor. Yes.
Goosebumps right now again.
We don't know anything about this gentleman, what he has experienced, but we feel like there has to be some weird thing going on. I mean, the man built a McMansion. He dug way deep into the land there to build his car museum. And then he has a separate Elvis museum. It's ridiculous what money can get you in the hills.
Well, and also building into the actual, earth like that. And then, obviously, things like that can be conductors of a lot of energy. So when you're doing that,
do you guys want to hear an Usher story?
Yeah, let's hear that.
Yes.
I can.
Yes.
Oh, she can confirm. All right. So David has the house next door. Now, this is what I believe, what we both believe. The house next door is really negative. It was the house 51 years ago that the maid was allowed to go in to make the phone call. Okay. So we believe there's a yin and a yang. There's a positive and there's a negative. And we believe that house has a lot of weird negativity. We've had people go in there because David knew the owners. And I don't think the owners knew 100% what David was doing in the house with the ghost tours. But people have fainted. People have been pushed down the stairs. People have been grabbed and scratched. We don't know what's there. So last year, Usher's cousin and another associate, Usher rented the house for 6 months. The cousin and the associate were there living in those quarters and producing his next album. So for 6 months, they were producing Usher's new album. And then one day, David gets a knock on the door, and it's Usher's cousin, and he's like, "Yo, dog, like I'm gonna throw it out there because you seem like a weird fella and you're into this stuff, but do you experience weird stuff that goes on in your house?" And David's like, "Oh, come in, let's talk."
No, never.
Oh yeah.
House.
And the guy's like, "Look, I don't believe in this stuff, but things have been happening in the house." And David's like, "Well, what's been going on?" "Oh, the doors have been opening and closing. Last week I was taking a shower on the second level, and I heard what sounded like the door opening and footsteps, like heavy footsteps on the first level." And I thought it was, my friend, coming in, and I called out to him and he was not there. I get out of the shower. No one's in the house. So they would be awakened by things moving in the house. They would have a weird vibe in the third level, and they would just hear like what sounds like other people living in that house with them, which is very odd and interesting. So yeah, that's something that has occurred in that house next door, and it tries to make its way into David's house, but we feel like David has set the energy and the intention of his house to not allow a lot of negativity in. So
really quickly, I've never done this, but I've never had my son on a full weekend. I had a timeshare hearing yesterday. I get my son now every other weekend, Sunday to Sunday. He doesn't know that his mommy is doing a live interview right now. I don't know if you all can hear him, but I can definitely hear him. So I need to go shut his door real quick. So I'm going to hide myself for a moment and I'll be back. Okay.
No problem.
Okay. All right. I'll be right back.
Sounds good. Tammie, let me ask you this. There's so many different things in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So many different things. I mean, LA, especially, there's, so many spots that you can go to. I'm sure you can find evidence. Have you ever gone to the Viper Room That's one place that I've always was, very intrigued by because of the legend and lore of that place. And if for those that don't know, that was a nightclub that I think Johnny Depp partly owned at one point, and River Phoenix died right in front of the club there. So tell me about that place. I'm really curious about that. That's always been one of those places.
That entire strip. William, is so active, and it's not just the Viper Room; it's also what's across. Do you know what's across the Viper Room?
What's across there?
The Whiskey A Go Go, and that I can confirm. I can confirm because I've spoken to the owner and the head bouncer, the head of security, that place is 100% haunted. Viper Room definitely has a lot of energy. I've known people who have gone in there, used the restroom, and had very uneasy feelings, but people believe that it could be associated with the entity or the spirit of River Phoenix, or it could be associated with, even the mob. The mob used to run up and down Sunset, and they used to do some unusual dealings there. So there's a lot that has happened there. I know there was a gentleman, I think he was a partner or part owner, who ended up missing, and people believe that he may have been murdered, and that could also be his entity that roams around there. But that place is and it's also going to be torn down. Viper Room is going to be torn.
Is it really?
Wow.
Why?
Of course, they're wanting to build, more unaffordable housing and condos. Yeah. I'm surprised they allowed them to touch the Viper Room, but they were like, well, the one across the street looks promising. They're like, time out. That's historical. You're not touching Whiskey A Go Go. So that one, I mean, I go down Sunset now. I don't even recognize it because things are constantly being torn down and built over it. Like we lost House of Blues years ago. And now it's a condo. So, that's the story. It's the story of LA. I think in another 10 years, we're not going to recognize a lot of these places that have been around since the 30s.
That's sad. That hurts me. That grieves me. I don't live in LA, but anytime they come in and they wipe out like a historical district or anything like that to modernize it, that sucks. Yeah.
It's really heartbreaking because there's a lot of great places with great history, and it's just like the Historical Society and other associations just don't have the strength to fight these commercial, developers. So that's just how it goes.
I do have a hot spot out there. Well, it's not quite LA, but the Black Dahlia house.
Oh, that one I haven't heard. I haven't heard too much about.
Oh man, that's the only place out in California that I cannot watch with the lights off. Like it doesn't matter who's investigating or what. I have to have the lights on if I watch the episode. It's the only place that scares me. I physically see her running down that main hallway that he had there. And she has a robe or a lab jacket on that has his initials actually on it. So I'm thinking it's a robe.
Oh, are you talking about the Snowden House, right?
Or... Yes. The Snowden.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
The Snowden, that's actually in LA County. Yeah. I was like, yeah. So the Snowden House is, I could tell you this. There's been a lot of TV shows that have been filmed there. And I can confirm from my friends that are in film, when they were shooting the show, what is it, 911 or like, I think it's Emergency 911.
Yeah, Emergency 911.
Yeah. One of my friends was actually playing the character of a stripper that was being choked by a viper or something, by a boa constrictor. And she was like, Tammie, when I would have to lay in that bed in that bedroom, like I felt like someone was on top of me. So and she's a beautiful girl. And she was like, I had to be in this bikini and with the freaking boa constrictor wrapped around me. And it was just like the oddest feeling. Like she was like, I just did not feel comfortable in that house.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I have goosebumps really bad right now. I don't know if this is remote viewing or not. And I don't really confirm anything unless I get EVPs that match it. So what I see from the videos and things is that I see her panicked running down that main hallway there. There's a lab jacket or a robe. She's naked underneath. The woman was drugged, and she actually saw herself being manipulated or cut open, but couldn't feel it. And then she died. And I feel or I see is that she was actually starting in a bedroom, which there's a petition, like a divider of the room before she goes into the bedroom. It looks like kind of like Aztec, like the house. It looks brown.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if that's been on TV. I have never seen that on TV, but that's what I feel. And for the first time ever in my entire life, I mean, I felt this for like 8 years now or more. That I feel like if I go to that house and I touch that side of that wall, I'll see more, but I don't know if I can handle it.
Yeah, it's definitely not for the sensitive, and
but there's many. Like I hear many. There's a lot more that's gone on there. So
100%, you're right.
Yeah.
There's so much that Dr. Snowden had. So many things that we will still to this day not know. And his son has written a book, and his son has come out with a phenomenal book to talk about his father. He believes his father committed those crimes. And growing up with his dad, it's just horrible stories that he would mention in that book.
I heard there's going to be a series coming out about that in the book. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I just heard.
I think it might be in the works. I think it's something that he's definitely doing, like kind of like an investigative series, because I mean, who better to do it but, the son of a man who is the potential killer and, possibly the killer of other people before Elizabeth Short. It wasn't just her. There were other women that actually looked like her that were brutally murdered and found like that. So, yeah.
Right.
Goodness. I need to get out there because Sarah Winchester House is another one.
I know they're only doing the tours in the garden. They're not allowing the tour still inside, so you can still go, but you could do.
I'm gonna wait post COVID.
Yeah,
it's
worth going.
They're still finding like new doorways and stuff over there. Like that's what
absolutely, yeah.
That's like so crazy cool. After all these years. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah. It's super cool, though. I'm so excited that every time I read in the news, like, they found a new door. I'm like,
yeah, so good. Go through the
door. Hey, Tammie, I'm not sure if this place is in LA or not, but if you can, let me know. Hotel Cortez.
Hotel Cortez is not in LA. I think it's way out in the valley. I know that Craig Owens, the author of Haunted by History and the brainchild behind Bizarre Los Angeles, has conducted tours and investigations at the Aztec. So that one is way out. I know because I wanted to go and it's always sold out.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh, always. The Cortez is always sold out. So yeah, because everybody knows about it. Yeah. I'm trying to see where it is, but I know, like, when I looked at my maps, I was like, I could just go there for an evening. Maybe I need to get an Airbnb.
Yeah. After they featured it on American Horror Story, it was just like, okay, it was like fire. It was like everybody knew about it after that, Yes, just leave it to an American Horror Story to do that. Yeah, it's just they were really smart with it. They were really smart with the hotel because people think that the American Horror Story show hotel was solely based on the Cecil, but it was a combination of 3 hotels. It was a combination of the Cecil, the Alexandria, and the Biltmore. So people were thinking, oh, there was a secret passageway in Cecil. I was like, no, there was one in the Alexandria. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I think, in my opinion, out of all those hotels, the Alexandria has some weird stuff attached to it. More haunted, in my opinion, than the Cecil because of. Okay. Oh yeah, it's just like it's just been around for the longest. It's been around. Okay. It's one of the oldest hotels, and also the Wolves, the bar of the Wolves. All the workers there have had some intense stories in association to that hotel, seeing a ghost child in the garage, having glasses being thrown off the bar, like everything. It's the craziest stories. Yeah. So,
Tammie, do you have a book?
No, like that I've written or I've read.
It's time for you to have a book.
I need to do that.
You need to
You see me like tying my hair back.
I picked up my pencil and I dropped it.
I could like, I don't know, be like one of those authors ties the hair back, wears a black turtleneck.
Right. Looking off in the distance.
I've been haunted or something like that.
You could do one of those glamour shots from the 80s to go with
Oh, those are the worst.
Tammie, it's time for a book. You need to 2021. You need to have a book come out. I will buy it too.
Yeah, that would be
good. It is time for Hollyweird to be in print. It definitely.
Wow.
So speaking of Hollyweird, how about the Hollywood sign itself? Because us East Coast people always hear the story and stuff that they see. People see the Hollywood sign. Have you been up there? And
it's hard to say because they are so strict with that. And we used to do tours. I was supposed to do a tour with a group, and it was weird because supposedly they had everything set up, and they had they had like just everything approved supposedly, and it turned out that it wasn't all approved. So we couldn't have done it. And I know like the rangers that are on the look right there that like navigate and tour, like they're super strict. They're great with the tickets. But honestly, I haven't heard anything surrounding the sign, unfortunately. So
yeah.
Hold on.
I have to tell you all about something.
Question. I don't know. He says he has to tell both of y'all something. I don't know what it is. So hold on.
Told you.
No, it better. You better be good. This is my son Jet.
Hi.
What's up, Jet?
Hi,
Jet. This is Tammie from Hollyweird Paranormal, and that's Will. So okay. What do you, I'm scared to ask. I'm starting to sweat.
Did y'all know the person who made Avatar in 2009, December 18th, just took the money and ran?
The person, he's talked about this all day. The person that made Avatar took the money and ran. 2009. In 2009.
December 18th.
Wow.
December 18th. He knows the exact date.
And Disney.
Who made Avatar? Wasn't that a James Cameron? Wasn't it a James Cameron film?
Yeah, it was Cameron from Titanic. Disney people do not want the public to know.
And it took them 11. How can a movie take 11 years to make? Take 11 years to make a movie.
Take 11 years. Well,
it takes a long time.
I think James Cameron's first really big hit was 1998, Titanic, and you weren't even thought about yet.
No, it's not. That's the old take.
That's so funny that you did.
That's like 11 years probably.
Avatar.
Yeah.
That 1998, it's so like far back in time, it's like, really?
But anyway, that's my son, and he's going to be with me every other Friday now.
Awesome.
Yay! So, okay. Go ahead, Tammie. I'm sorry. You were saying something?
I was like, yeah, that's so funny. He mentions Avatar. I used to work with Sam Worthington's, one of his exes.
Really?
Yeah. So she is a stylist, Natalie Marks, and I used to work with her, and she would always tell me stories about how he got the part and them being together when he got the call from James Cameron and stuff.
Wow.
And how, like he struggled before that movie, and now he's like obviously doing well. So
that's all it takes is one blockbuster movie, right? Like Avatar.
It literally does. That's all it takes is that one call and then that one movie. Mm-hmm.
That's Hollywood, right?
That is Hollywood.
That's
Hollywood. The business. Yeah,
that's right. But that goes to, again, about the energy of Hollywood. You have the ups and the lows. You have the highs of stuff like that. Of people, everyday people that do jobs on these films, and next thing you know, they get on this blockbuster film and they're well off for the rest of their life. And then you have other people who've been trying to act and trying to get parts and never get the role, and you know what I mean, end up down a downward spiral of drugs and alcohol, and they become a statistic, So yeah, that's the crazy part about Hollywood.
It is. And then you have that one person that, is a director, producer, agent, or actor who has had 5 people work behind them that now need therapy. So it's just a constant cycle. Trust me. I mean, I worked in the industry, and I've gotten so burnt out, and I'm just like, and now with this pandemic, I think it's changing a lot of things right now, for definitely, for sure. But I mean, but to answer your question before too, I haven't heard too many stories about the sign because they haven't allowed any investigations around the sign. I haven't heard any stories. I do know that Peg Entwistle does roam the grounds of, I believe it's Warner Brothers.
Okay.
It's Warner Brothers because she was a part of Warner Brothers, and they have seen what the entity of what looks like Peg, walking around certain lots. So but that's where her spirit is also felt. Yeah.
I love that time era, though. That's such a great time. If I could go back, I would go back to Gilded America post Reconstruction, because I don't want to go through any of that beforehand. Yeah. And then old Hollywood, 40s, 50s, 60s.
Yeah,
that's the best time.
Yes,
really. You can get away with anything.
Well, not only that, you can make your own mark. You know what I mean? You can make your own mark and get. That's not like today. It's different. Back then you could do a lot more.
I would have loved to gone back in the 80s. I don't know why. I just like when I think of Hollywood, I think of the 80s. I think of Wolfgang Puck and his salmon pizza, Gremlins.
Sizzler.
Goonies.
The Sizzler.
Goonies. How about Mystic Pizza? Mystic Pizza.
Yeah. I think about all those blockbusters. I think about all those little things. And then you have to remember like the music back then was alive. And it was just like, it was to me like the most, I think the 80s was one of the most deadliest decades in Hollywood history. It's one of them for sure.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. It was a decade of serial killers.
Aquanet.
Aquanet, yes, your Chelly shoes.
That's why I love your logo. I love that. Well, I remember being really little. We have about 2 minutes, and we do have a show after us, so I have to make sure we get off air on time. But I remember watching my cousin Julie spray her hair with Aquanet when I was, because I was born in '81, and then like now that looking back on it is like you didn't have hair like that unless you had your school picture done and the hair went off the picture. Like there was no background. There was no background. It was just the hair.
You had
that was good hair.
Yeah, you had hair curtain. My
son, I still like big hair.
A lot of hair. You got good hair.
My son calls it my football helmet.
Football helmet.
Mom, are you gonna fix your helmet?
Oh, that's horrible. He's so mean.
No, you got some good hair, girl. You got a lot of hair.
I do. It's very thick. Yes. So, Tammie, anyway, really quickly, for people to follow your podcast and things that's going on.
Yes, tell us about the podcast.
Please tell us where we can follow.
Yeah, you can follow us on Hollyweird Paranormal at Apple, iTunes, Castbox, Deezer, and Blueberry.net. And we're just everywhere you get your podcast fix. And then, of course, we have Instagram and Twitter. No, we have Instagram and Facebook at Hollyweird Paranormal, Twitter at HWP Podcast, and also TikTok at Hollyweird Paranormal as well.
TikTok.
And you got to watch your videos because they're so fun. Like,
they are good. I love your videos, by the way, Tammie.
I do too. I love them. You and I don't know if Glowing Ghost Paranormal, Michael Scott.
Yes. I'm actually talking to him right now. We're trying to get together for we're collaboration. So
Michael's coming on the show in November. We're doing a candlelight special.
Good.
Yes. Get your candles, Will. Okay.
Oh. It's break them out.
It's all candle. It's all candle. We're going to sit in the floor. And, but he is awesome and amazing too. But anyway, Hollyweird is awesome and amazing.
Thank you.
Please watch her videos. So, I have links in our description too. So if you all need to go in and look at the description, please follow our links. Anyway, Tammie, thank you so much for coming on tonight. We appreciate it.
Awesome.
It went by so fast. You're going to have to come back on. You're going to have to come back on because
now I know
we only got 30 minutes of you.
No, it was really fun. We covered a lot of major points in Hollywood. I really had fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, please stay on and stay tuned to Andrew, tarot card reader, right now from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. He is live. Next week, we will be back with another ladies' night with Chelsea Danae that's out in California. She's up and coming and very new, and she's awesome and amazing. I love all of her posts. So we'll see you all next week. If you have a team or an investigator for 31 days of paranormal appreciation, please message me. We still have a few more days left, and we would like to honor people that work very hard in the paranormal world. So thank you, Tammie, again. Thank you, Will.
Thank you so much.
Everybody have a great